And now, having seen that bluff, the man just really put the blade in and twisted it in my side. And you can see I can't let go of it. Look at me.
Still aggravated. Is it difficult when you've lost such a big hand to try and like get your head together, get back in the game?
You'd be inhuman not for it to be difficult, Caitlin, especially at this situation, especially for me, having been in this room for so many years and so close so often, and well, not so close so often, but here so many times in the past, having seen no success. So at this stage I was desperate for this final table, but I didn't play well. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I got the big stack, and I'd played so well to that point, and I just kept the pedal on the metal instead of slowing up. Anyway, now Conrad Coetzer, who's been my small blind and I've been his big blind the entire day, and he's raised my blind so often. Most of the time I was just giving it up, and here he's going to do it again.
This time he's got a hand though, he's got pocket queen.
Yeah, he's got queens here, and I obviously am not in any condition at this point.
All in. Finally.
And it's all in and called. David Dadic makes another mistake.
Now, I think luckily for you here, Conrad had lost a lot of his chip stacks, so I don't think it's you that's all in.
Now, I had him covered, but it was 600,000 chips. It wasn't pocket change. But I must just tell you, he'd been raising my blinds very, very often, and I was, at the time when I didn't have chips, just giving the blinds up pretty much.
Black queens with Conrad, King Jack.
Here he comes again, and you can see David Dadic. It's the demise of Dadic episode. I rose so fast and I'm going down so quick, and if I didn't have the money in pre-flop, well, if the jack comes in the blinds, I'm pretty much going to put the money in there anyway. So
there's hope for you yet. You need a jack or a king, but the queens are looking strong so far.
And I must just tell you, at the first 2.5 days, every time I felt like I was in a spot like this, for whatever reasons, and they say that the law of attraction, you get what you give. Every time I was in a situation like this, I felt like I was going to catch up. Like I felt like I would find the card I needed.
But this time you didn't.
But now at this stage, I was mentally and utterly broken, and I just didn't feel it anymore. I just honestly didn't feel it.
Well, you can see you're definitely looking quite resigned.
So it's the demise of Dadic, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be the episode that goes down in history.
What's my title?
But like I said,
No, I'm not in that. That's called already.
When you get in this spot, I always tell people how should they play with big stacks. I always tell them play normally, and I unfortunately didn't play normally. When you get a big stack, you should just play your normal game, relax, and just get your chips to the feature table and take your time and be patient. I went the other route, and similar to the likes of OMG and Net in the past, and Kevin Stanley and people that I've had 1 or 2 comments about, I'm in exactly the same position.
Maybe that's something to do with the fact that you shaved your head. Your head was cold, so the brain wasn't working properly.
He's local and doesn't.
Right, so I've shifted again with my favorite rookie hand, like a real rookie. King Jack in the middle, and you can see it's only 170 grand. Let me tell you, half an hour ago, in this episode at least, I had 700 grand.
80.
So Dion Anthony thinking about it, the red lights are on again.
What's happening?
Dion Anthony with his cigar has got a king, but we haven't seen his other card yet.
Sideways.
And one thing about Dion Anthony, he likes to make people sweat when they're all in, eh?
Yeah, we have discussed this before.
Yeah, we have discussed it before, and I saw it firsthand sitting with him on that day.
You are.
He likes to make an all-in player sweat. And I was feeling the burn here. You could see my entire facial demeanor and attitude has just gone completely the wrong way.
Definitely not a happy face.
And you know, like I said, these hands shouldn't be taken in isolation. It is a situation. It was a whole day of, from the time that I beat Joe Boy till the time that this happened, I just went downhill. I was going uphill, 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 and just accumulating. And then as I picked up that pot from Joe Boy, every time I raised, they pushed back at me. Every time I got into a pot, I lost. And then that ace-jack hand where I was bluffed off just put the final nail in the coffin.
And Basilio has called with pocket queens again, so you definitely weren't lucky with your all-ins.
Yeah.
You found pocket queens both times.
I found pocket queens on the blind. I found pocket queens on the button. It was just the guards were against me at this point. You know, with King Jack on the button, usually short stacked, you'd like that position because against 2 random hands, you can't give those guys in the blinds too big a hand. This guy found queens, and then when the guy raised me in the small blind who'd been raising me the whole day, he also had queens.
So I think your all-in here was about 93,000. So it's not a huge amount for someone to call.
It's good.
And with pocket queens, you didn't really stand a chance.
I put you all in on that. I had a 9.
Well, at least I'm almost smiling. I'm kind of being half gracious at the table.
Shouldn't have.
But
But I thought you never put me on a...
10-7-4 is not a good flop for Dadic. It's going to be the end of the road if he doesn't find a king in a heartbeat.
I thought you, because you were more or less pot.
Ay, Dadic, what have you done? 9, so...
A king and only a king on the river.
Queen did bring me a straight draw here as well, but 2 queens were already dead, so it wasn't too likely. And the jack will seal the deal, and Dadic exits in the lowly 11th spot. And everybody celebrates and Dadic commiserates.
Off to the bedroom. Where did you go after that?
I tried to find a balcony, but the security stopped me.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished at the expense of your commentator, and all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is if you get chips, just keep playing your normal game.
I bet it's on the turn because of the...
And into the chip count we go. We are down to 10 players here at the All Africa Poker Tournament. Way up top is Darren Kramer with 1.7 million. So very far ahead from the next person, who's Nicholas Seesaw, on just over $1 million. Right at the bottom is Mishern Governor with only 44,000, which is only just a big blind in an ante at this stage. So kind of bad timing for Dave to go out there.
Yeah, I think if I'd known what was going on at the inner table, I may have been slightly inclined not to have made those plays and maybe made the final table, even if it was short stack. But I was just so consumed by the emotions and the situation that I didn't even bother to find out what the other side was doing. Anyway, there's your final table, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, and look at the names again. Darren Kramer, 1.8 million chips. Raymond Rami, Conrad Coetzer. It's his first final table as well, Conrad. So he's been here, done that before, but never been to the final table. So congratulations to Osiris. And Mauro De Rose, my good mate, is there in 9th spot.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. This tournament has been very exciting. It's almost time to get to our final table. That'll be in our next episode.
And from Caitlin Fox and me, David Dadic, maybe see you next time.